Okay, our next phase of project 2 is to find financial information. And if we go down, if we go to the content section, take a look here. Here it is in written form. Okay, read through this because this makes some very specific requests, okay, that you need to do. So, okay, hopefully we've told you how to find stock quotes, right? You found the ticker symbol, you've looked that up, right? Okay, this week, okay, for this week, and it'll be due Sunday probably, I want you to report the sales trend for your company for the past 3 years. Okay? So have sales been going up? Have they been going down? It's okay to put, this could be one sentence. Sales increased from $10 million to $12 million over the past 3 years. Okay? Calculate the annual growth rate. Okay, so you got 3 years worth of sales, okay, and you need to calculate what that. So I want you to do this then. It's annual, so you need to use the Excel formula, right? You got a present value, a future value. So you got two variables, you got 3 years, boom. You calculate rate, then you're solving for rate in that case, right? So that's what I want you to do there. Also the EPS or earnings per share trend for the past 3 years. Again, it's a short sentence. Earnings per share increased from $1.47 to $1.79. Okay, that's it. You're done for that part of it. But calculate the annual growth rate then. Okay. Report the most recent ROE. Again, remember that FINRA site that I took you to? A lot of this is going to be right there. It should be. Okay. ROE, return on equity, right? So we want to see what the return on equity is, the most recent. And when I say most recent annual. So for virtually all of us, that's going to be year-end 2019. Why do I say virtually all of us? Because remember, corporations can have oddball year-ends, and so some of you may have a, company that year-end was July 31st. Is there 31 days in July? I don't remember. 30 or 31, something like that. Anyhow, right? ROA, kind of same thing. We got return on assets there, though, right? Okay. What's been the gross profit trend for the last 5 years? So now you got to click on and get a little bit more information. And what do I mean by gross profit? Well, let's maybe even go take a look here. Let's find that FINRA. Oops. For investors. Oops, I needed tools and calculators. Market data. Equities and options. So let me pick a company, maybe one that hopefully none of you guys have chosen. Let's see here. I'll think of one. I got a little stock in this one. So this is probably going to give me, if I go to key ratios, I should be able to find if it might provide it right on here. If I look close enough. Yeah, maybe not. So I probably have to go to key ratios to find ROE, ROA. Okay, not a big deal there. But I need to find gross profit, right? So if I click on financials, I need the income statement then, right? Hopefully. Oh, and I have 5 years. Thank goodness, right? Okay. Here's my gross profit percentage is from 44.5. It doesn't really change a lot. It's improved. This is trailing 12 months. TTM is trailing 12 months, but I just want this year end here. So it's improved by a full percentage point. Believe it or not, that's pretty substantial. That's pretty darn good. But more importantly, I think I'm asking for this, right? I am asking for this, and that is what's its gross profit done? Well, it's gone from 1.5 billion to 1.98 billion, right? What has been the gross profit trend for the last 5 years? So it's grown from and it's been pretty steady. So I might include that too. Pretty steady growth from 1.5 billion to 1.98 billion. Pretty steady growth. If yours had a big uptick one year and then went down, you might include something like that, right? You might just tell me that. Okay. Keep it relatively simple. I'm not looking for, you're not writing your final paper here yet. Okay. What's been the operating expense trend for the last? Now here, and here, operating expense, other expenses, operating expenses, there we go. Okay, sales and general administrative. And here you could take a look at it either way. You could flip to the percentage or to the dollar, okay? In this case, I might be more interested in the percentage. So our operating expense it's actually gone up from 24.6 to 20, so about 1.5% increase. So my gross profits increased, but I'm cutting into that too because my operating expenses have increased a little quicker, a little faster than my gross profit. Okay, you could do the dollar amount or you could do the percentage, either one on that. I'd probably prefer the percentage in the operating expense category. Has the company's long-term debt, if any, increased or decreased over the last 5 years, and by how much? I got to go look at the balance sheet now, right? There's percentages. I want dollars here. Okay. Liabilities, total current there. Total non-current liabilities is the same as long-term debt, right? It's not a short-term liability, it's long-term liability, basically. Okay. Ooh, it has more than doubled. Okay. So long-term debt's increased from 1.4 billion to 2.9 billion. Okay. With a big jump here, okay, big jump in 2017, right? That's kind of interesting. I wonder why long-term debt up here, they took out I might want to take a look at that. Okay, in my final paper, that's a pretty big jump. Why did they borrow $1.5 billion in 2017? These are the little notes I want you to start kind of making. They can either be mental notes or you may want to jot them down, right? That all of a sudden I got something that's really a little bit out of whack here. And I may want to go see why. Okay? For my final paper. Okay? Examine the company's most recent annual report and tell me what it does in the words of management. It's okay here to copy and paste much of this. Just make sure you cite your source. It should be the annual report, and maybe add some of your own comments. So when you get to a company's annual report, and let me see, I don't know if I'll be able to find it that quickly, but we'll see. Church and Dwight annual report. (2018), they should have 2019 out, but again, that could be an oddball. There it is, yeah. By the way, Church and Dwight, yeah, they're Arm & Hammer, baking soda, you guys heard that, so. A consumer staple, we call it. There it is, their annual report. Oftentimes you get, what am I asking for here? Examine the company's and tell me what it does in the words of management. So what does the company do? Church and Dwight founded and is the leading U.S. producer of sodium bicarbonate, popularly known as baking soda. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, done. I copy and paste that in. And I would add, in their case, they make baking soda, but they've also expanded into quite a few other consumer products, if you read the rest of it. But that's it. I'm not asking you, again, I'm not asking you to write your final paper here. I'm just trying to get you to start looking at the places where you're going to look to write your final paper so that you get a sense of what's going on. So take a look. Oh, they do make condoms too, I guess. Here's some of their other brands that they have. Okay. So that should guide you to, again, that FINRA site that gives you some pretty good basic information, but then I want to guide you to this annual report. I want to make sure at this point that you can access both of those sites, that you can get this basic information out of both of those sites, okay? So that ultimately you can use these, and these will be probably your main sources for writing your final paper, although other sources are fine, and you may find other sources that are really valuable too. So, any questions about that? Okay, this will be due, like I said, I'll probably make this due Sunday, so you guys can turn it in. It shouldn't take you 20 minutes, half an hour maybe at the most probably to look this stuff up, hopefully. So I will turn you loose. Took me